Do you sometimes ride like this? Maybe it's a little bit like this. But deep down, you want to ride like this. Maybe this. If that's the case, then you came to the right place. Today, we're gonna give you 5 tips to go faster on your mountain bike. So before we start, I just have to ask one question. Does anybody want to go fast?
I want to go fast.
That's right, Ricky Bobby. You do want to go fast. So here's 5 tips we're going to talk about that have helped me in my 15 years or so of mountain biking go much faster. If you slowly try to incorporate these 5 tips in your riding, I promise you, you will go faster as well. So 5 tips, here's tip number 1. Tip number 1 is to get your bike set up properly. I'm talking suspension setup, I'm talking tire pressure, I'm talking your bar angle, your bar length. All these things go into making your bike feel way more comfortable or uncomfortable. If you have these things all set up and you take time to get them right, you'll be able to carry so much more speed just because you feel comfortable on your bike. It's predictable, you know what it's gonna do, no surprises. Versus if you don't have it set up right and your suspension's horribly imbalanced and you're just bucking all over the place front and back, or your tire pressure is way too hard, you have no grip in the corners. Maybe your bar's at a horrible angle and your steering just feels weird and you're just not weighting the front of the bike properly. If you just buy your bike from the store, go out, ride it, don't do anything, don't take any time to set it up, it's not gonna feel good, you're not gonna go fast, you're not gonna have as fun as time as you could have. If you take the time to just figure out how to set up your suspension, figure out what tire pressure you like, and get your bars and handlebars and cockpit all set up properly. When it comes to suspension setup, I've got actually a video on my channel that goes over that. I can link it here. But you wanna take a time to get your sag set properly, get your settings properly, do some bracketing, go online, get the suggested setup for your bike, get the suggested setup for your suspension, start from there, do some bracketing, and go on and see what you like. Like I said before, if it's not balanced properly and so it's either got you way over the front or way over the back, it's just not gonna be good. It's not gonna be very predictable, which is a very big thing, is knowing what your bike's gonna do in certain situations. Trust me, you will learn. All right, tip number 2 is look ahead. I find this one makes the biggest difference in my riding and going faster. So not looking straight down at your front wheel, it's looking further ahead in the trail. That way you can choose better lines, get more prepared for what's coming up, hit little jumps, little pops, and just have an overall more fun time on the trail and go way more faster. Looking ahead is super good in corners. If you look through a corner, I find I can always carry way more speed. Don't just look straight down at your front tire. As you're kind of entering the corner, you're looking in the middle of the corner, and as you're in the middle of the corner, you're looking to the exit. When I'm going slow, it's because I find I'm always looking straight down. But when I'm looking further ahead, I can just carry better speed. It's just way more fun. Let's take a section like this right in front of me. So as you can see, it's a relatively straight section of trail, not too much, but there's a couple little humps right there. There's one right here, and there's one right there that's a little bit more protruding. If you weren't looking ahead, you're just gonna kind of roll through these and just not carry the most speed over them. But if you're looking ahead, you can pump this first one really good. You can pull up off the second one a little bit, hit a little bit of air. I find you can just make the trail way more playful because you're looking ahead, you're seeing all the little jumps, seeing all the little bumps, you know what to pull off of, you know little transitions you can make. It just makes the trail so much more fun, and like I said, it's probably the biggest thing I can do to make my speed go better. All right, tip number 3, and this one's gonna kind of play into number 2, and the two of them are kind of work together. Tip number 3 is stop dragging your brakes. So the way I like to think of this one is stop using your brakes a little bit, a lot, and use them a lot, a little. What I mean by that is most of us, myself included, we just kind of go down the trail, just drag our brake because it's just comfort braking. You just kind of want that little comfort braking to keep you in control. But if you stop doing that and just go no brakes more and then go hard brakes when you need to right at the end, it will make you carry so much more speed. And I'm not talking about just going slamming into corners and skidding into corners, but just more aggressive braking later versus gradual braking the whole time. Brake a lot, a little, and not a little bit, a lot. Go watch a pro's video, say go watch a Remy Metalia video. You'll hear him skidding lots. Now for the longest time, I never used to do that. I was like, oh, skidding's bad, I don't want to do that. Once I've started to learn to just like stop dragging your brakes and just do more aggressive braking later, oh my God, it goes so much faster. And so to put this into number 2, if you're looking ahead more, you can be more prepared for what's coming up. That way you can do that late braking. If you're looking further ahead, you can know where your braking points are and get away with later braking. But if you're just looking straight in front of you, you're just gonna be constantly dragging your brakes because you don't know that you're able to go faster because you don't know what's coming. So look ahead and use those brakes more aggressive later and just stop dragging them, stay off them. Tip number 4, practice.
We talking about practice.
Now, this might sound kind of dumb, but how many of you just ride, don't even think about it when you're riding, and go for a ride, go, oh, I should go faster. Kind of look some things up, figure out how to go faster, but then next time you go for a ride, you just go for a ride. You don't stop. You don't try to actually implement those things looked at to go faster. That's where practicing comes into play. Go find a corner that you're maybe struggling with and go hit it over and over again. Each time, trying to figure out what you're doing wrong, how you can go faster. Try to implement those things that you've looked up online to see how you go faster. Think about a professional sports player. They're gonna practice. If you're a basketball player, you're gonna shoot a bunch of free throws. You're gonna shoot a bunch of three-pointers. Baseball players, batting practice. They have pitching practice. But for some reason with biking, we just go riding all the time and we expect to get faster just by repetition, which it will happen. But if you actually stop and practice stuff, it will work so much better. All right, tip number 5. Probably the hardest one to control yourself, but that's to ride with faster people. That may seem kind of obvious. You might not want to ride with faster people because you think you're slowing them down, or it's just not fun because they're so much faster you never get a chance to kind of hang out. They're just gone. But I would say the times I get down to the bottom of the trail and I think, oh my goodness, I was going so fast. Those times are probably when I'm following someone that's just a little bit faster than me. So they're pushing you to go that much further out of your comfort zone and kind of reach your full potential at that time. So when you're riding and you're just kind of riding, you're not with anyone or you're with people your speed, you're usually in your comfort zone for the most part, at least most people are. But if you go with someone who's just that little bit faster than you, they're gonna be pushing you to just like not brake as much, to catch up with them, to stay in their tail. All these little things will help so much. Like I said, it's kind of harder to do because it's not always easy to find people to ride with that are faster than you. Maybe you have no friends, like myself. So you may be just stuck riding alone. But if you can, try and find someone who's a bit faster than you, maybe not way faster than you, it does still help. But if they're just like a little teensy bit faster than you so that you have to go a little bit out of your comfort zone to stay up with them, that helps a lot. So I hope these 5 tips help you to go faster. I've been riding for like 15 years and these are the kind of things that I find that makes me go faster. I'm still working on them today. I still have to remember to do all these things. But when you link them all together, it'll all help so much. You just incrementally keep going faster. The more you do them, the faster you go, the more confident you'll feel. Oh, it's just so much better. Let me know what your favorite tip is to go fast. Is there something I missed? You want me to go into something else? You want me to go into something more detailed? Let me know down below in the comments. Like and subscribe. You know the deal. See you guys next time.